All right, so we're going to sit up nice and tall in our chair, bum right in the center, and we're just going to start with a little bit of a march to just start to warm up our legs. Ooh, and mine are sore. So we can go a little bit faster today just to start moving blood into the legs. Plus, I know you can do it. Another 10 seconds here. We're going to keep warming up our legs. 2 and 1. Right leg lift, leg out, bend, and tap down. Left leg, same thing. So from the side, it's a lift. Just extend. You don't have to be perfectly straight, but challenge yourself to keep your back straight by pulling your belly in to the back of the leg. One more on each side. And done. Arms, we're going to start with a big breath in, reaching up really tall. Turn the palms away and then down towards the floor. Let's do that a couple more times. Up and down. Lift and lower. One more time to the top. This time hands come together. Gonna roll them right down the center. Fingertips point down and a big circle up. Circle up. This time if you can, look up. Just kind of follow your hands as they go down. And look up gently as your hands come back together. So we're just incorporating a little bit of a neck stretch and roll. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. Little arm circles, one direction. It doesn't matter which one. Trying to keep the arms as straight as possible and just getting gradually bigger. And again, we're trying to keep our core tight so our body is still, but our arms are moving. It's a little hard not to move at all. Switch directions. We start big and come medium, rolling until we come to tiny, tiny, tiny little circles. Fingertips to temples. We're just going to gently turn in one direction, keeping the elbows wide and the chest open. Come to the front, and we turn the other side. Beautiful. Front again. Turn and look. Just like when we're driving. Who's coming this way? Who's coming this way? One more time, each side. And beautiful. Let's move back to the legs. So we're going to do the heel lift, but we're going to alternate. So just taking a little up, down with the heels, and a little squeeze at the top. So squeeze, 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 so you can feel your calf muscles just tighten a little bit. You don't have to squeeze them too hard. Sometimes if I do that, they cramp up a little bit. So just tapping the heels down and lifting them high. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Now this is my favorite one, the toe lift. Even though it doesn't look like much, it feels like a lot. Lifting toes and tapping them down. Just a little lift and hold. And I can't do it very far. This one feels pretty intense in the front of the legs, right up the shins. Lift and hold. Tap down. Lift and hold. Tap down. Do a few more. And 1. Wonderful. So we're do is a little modified jumping jack. I just think this is just so fun. So if your chair is nice and stable, you can kind of come to the end of your seat, and we're just going to bring the arms and legs out and in. Now, it doesn't have to be huge. You can just take them out a little bit, or you can take them a lot and straighten them as long as you're safe on your chair. We bring everything together and then reach long. And you can keep it at this pace. You can play with doing it a little faster if you want. It doesn't really matter as long as you're anchored on your chair. My pants are slippery today, so I'm coming off the end of my chair, so we don't want to do that. If I fall, that's not part of it. Don't copy that. I love a good modified jumping jack. I personally cannot do jumping jacks anymore. Too many kids. Too many children. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now let's stick out. You can slide your bum back a little bit. Take one leg off if you don't have an arm on your chair. One leg off to the side. Hands on the chair for support, and we're just going to stretch nice and long. Let's try the other side. Switch legs, hands for support. Long leg, long arm. And we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to shift and do it a little bit faster. So shift, reach, in, and switch. Reach, in, shift, and switch. So it's just a little back and forth, not too fast. We don't want to lose our balance, but just kind of teaching our body to shift directions, making our core compensate. We can get a huge ab workout just by tightening our core the whole time we're doing this. Couple more. Here we go. And 1. Woo, feels so good. Let's start with a little abs today. So we're gonna, oops, my phone is gonna die. We'll bring our hands across our chest, and what we're gonna do is extend the right leg and turn towards it. So extend and turn, and then to the left. Extend and turn. So the most important thing when we're twisting like this is that we're really tall. So we're sitting up nice and tall and twisting. And you might not be able to go as far as if you were hunched over, but we want to protect our spine. Sit and twist. Sit and twist. And if you want, as an option, go a little faster. You don't have to. Still getting a great workout if you don't. I'm breathing hard already. Woo! We have another 20 seconds of these. Reaching, twisting. Oh, 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, and 1. Woo! I'm already sweaty. All right, one more little cardio move we're gonna do. We're gonna do the toe taps again, and we're gonna add the arms in. So let's start with the toe taps first. We're gonna tap one leg to the front, to the side, and in, and another leg, front, side, in. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Now you can do just the legs, no problem. Or we can add in the opposite arm. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. punch forward into the side as you tap front and to the side. It's a little bit of a pat your head, rub your belly thing.
Yes.
So no worries if it's not looking pretty, because I usually do it good for a few seconds and then I mess up. But the whole point is that we're just moving our upper and lower body together. Oh, I just messed it up. We're just moving our upper and lower body together to get our heart rate up. So it doesn't really matter how it looks. It just matters how it feels. Improving our circulation. This is so good for your heart when you work upper and lower body together and when you alternate them. It doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to run to have good cardio. I don't like running. I used to do it all the time, and I was not nearly as in good of a shape as I was a couple of years ago when I didn't run at all. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. Ooh, I gotta turn on my fan. My goodness. Definitely one. All right, let's take a little break from the cardio. We might come back to that, but we're gonna grab some weights, and it doesn't matter if they're big or small. I think we should work our arms a little bit today. Why not? So we're gonna work the biceps and the triceps, so the smaller muscle groups, and we'll give our whole body a little bit of a rest. So small, medium weights, whatever feels good. We're gonna work the biceps first. So hands by the sides, palms face your thighs, and we're going to alternate hammer curls. So right arm curls up to your shoulder, and then straight back down. Relax it all the way. Left arm up, and straight back down. So we're just going to do this, and we're keeping a nice, tall, long torso, and the elbow stays right underneath our shoulder. Now, I don't mean to judge, but sometimes you'll see people in the gym doing bicep curls and they want to go like this. And what that does is it takes all the work out of the bicep. So if we keep the elbow right under the shoulder and just tap the weight to the shoulder, that's going to keep all the work right in the bicep. And we don't have to work harder, just smarter. Five, 4, 3, 2, we're not even, don't worry, keep going. One more, and 1. Now we're going to do the same thing to keep the work in the bicep, but we're going to do a little stagger. So right arm halfway up, all the way up, halfway down, all the way down. Left arm, half, hold, half, and down. We're going to alternate the arms, and you'll feel how your belly muscles have to kind of kick in to keep you stable. So see, not just biceps, biceps and core. Well, I don't really like to do a lot, I can't do a lot of crunches or planks. So if you just pull your belly in and keep it tight as you work out, you don't even have to. Get a great workout for your core without it. In, tap, release. One more each side, and then we're going to try to do it together just a few times. So both arms stagger up, half, all the way, halfway down, and relax. Let's see if we can get 10 of these in. This is 3. I rarely count. For all the talking I do, 5 more, halfway. Two. And 1. Woo! All right. Give your biceps a little love by reaching your hands out, and then just turn your thumbs down and just give them a little release and a little stretch. Now we're going to leave them alone for a moment, and we're going to work the opposite side, the triceps. And my favorite tricep move is the kickback. So you can take one light to medium weight. We're going to bring the forearm to the thigh, roll the plate up to the hip, and we're just going to kick back. So it doesn't matter how far forward you're leaning, you just want this upper arm to be parallel to the floor. And I like this back arm for support so our back stays nice and long, again, so we're not hunched over. Long back. And we're just moving from hip as straight as we can and back to the hip. Pushes towards the ceiling. Few more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wonderful. So we're just going to do the other side. Flip around. I have to be on my toes because my legs are short. Forearm to thigh. Bend your elbow to 90 degrees, and then right from here, it's just like opening and closing a door. With lots of control. So we control on the way down, just like we do on the way up. We never want to let the weight just drop. That's how we'll get hurt. I know from experience. I think we can get some more in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, the arms are tired. We're going to take that plate and we're going to do some overhead extensions. So sitting up nice and tall in our chair, weight or plate comes up, and shoulders, they come down, so our neck is nice and long. And then we're just going to gently drop the plate towards the back of the neck. If you can, tap it, and then press back up. So you want to try to keep your elbows closed. Nice work. That looks good. The biggest thing we see is people's elbows go way out. We want to keep them tucked in so the elbows are pointing forward. And just bringing the plate down almost so that you touch or almost touch lightly the very back of the neck. And if it feels like you're not getting enough out of this exercise, all you have to do is squeeze your hands into the plate. It doesn't have to be heavy, but you can make it work harder by just squeezing the plate or the weight or anything. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We will come back to the arms. We're going to go back to the biceps for now. We'll go back to the back of the arms. Back to the back of the arms. Front of the arms. We're going to go back to the biceps one more time. So we're going to do the same thing we did with the stagger, but let's flip our palms so that they face up. So when we come halfway, palms face up. Then we bring them all the way up, halfway down, and then turn the palms in towards the thighs to relax. So rotate, squeeze to the top, palms face up, and then twist as you lower. So halfway, all the way, halfway, and relax all the way down. So the only difference here is that we're turning the wrists. So this is a bicep curl instead of a hammer curl. Oops, and I almost messed it up. See? Twist, squeeze, halfway, and release. Let's do a few more of these, and then we have one more fun thing to do with the biceps. I know. I get nervous when someone says I have a fun exercise. That usually means blood, sweat, and tears. Here we go. 2, and 1. All right, so same thing, but we're going going to alternate. So hands both come up, palms face up, hold your elbows at 90 degrees. And from here, we're just going to go right arm all the way, halfway, left arm all the way, halfway. Yeah, so we're keeping the tension right in the muscle. So we're sitting up nice and tall, and we're just going from the halfway point to the top and back down. And this is really going to tone our arms quickly. 5, 4, 3, 2, and just because I'm going on vacation next week, hold it here, and just a little pulse, just a little pulse. So we're only moving up and down maybe an inch or two. Pulse, 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 and at first it feels like okay, and then it starts to get a little tough. So let's try to pulse for another 10 seconds, just about an inch or two. 3, 2, and 1. Woo! I need that bicep stretch now. Hands wide, thumbs down. Ooh, just rotate the thumbs to the back and then switch over. Nice stretch. So let's go back to the triceps. Same move we did before. I started on this arm. Yes, I did. I think. I have no idea. Whatever. Pick a side, any side. We'll get them both. So we'll tip from the hip. I definitely didn't start with this one. Row the plate up to your hip, and this time we're going to do a little 3 pulse at the top. Pulses Thursday. So 3, 2, 1, back to the hip. 3, 2, 1, to the hip. So again, those moves don't have to be very big at the top, but they feel very big in your body. 4 more. That's 1. That's 2. Oh boy. These last 2 are going to feel tough. Ooh, other side. Pinch, pinch, pinch. I love it. Row up to the hip, and we're going to do the same thing. So we got 8 sets. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Just to the hip. 3, 2, 1. Just go to the hip. We never really relax like we do in the bicep. Toning our triceps and our back. Oh, we got 1 more. 3, 2, 1. Woo-hoo-hoo. Let's give our arms a break. Those have worked pretty hard, and we want them to recover a little bit so we can use them again later. Let's move into our legs. So we're going to come off of our chair to the back and use it much like the bar, like the ballerinas do. And I have some fun moves today. So coming to the back of the chair, anything that's sturdy and stable, we're going to stand up nice and tall. And we're just going to do those heel raises. So just like we did in the warm-up when we were sitting down, but we're going to be standing and just lifting and tapping. Tapping the heels down, coming right back up. You can do that as slow or as fast as you want. Not too fast. Go too fast, we use momentum. Momentum is cheating. Couple more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, little leg shake. Already feeling that burn. All right, we're going to use our left leg or whichever leg you want, and we're going to do a little bit of the hip extension. So leg out, tap in, out and in. Start by working the outside of the hip. Squeeze, squeeze. And just a little in your standing leg for stability, but also to challenge your core. Looks good. You're really nice and tall. That's awesome. Five, four, three, two, and one. Let's switch to the other side. A little bend in that standing leg, and when you're ready, just straight out from the hip. Try to keep it in line with your body, and it doesn't have to be a huge move to get good results. See if you can just barely tap it to the floor and keep your muscles engaged. Of course, if you need a little bit more of a break in between, you can tap and go again. Have that little release. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. A little shake. We're going to go to the hip extension. So pick a leg, any leg, and we're going to have the legs, one leg straight out in the back, one leg slightly bent in the front, and it's going to be a straight leg lift, extending the hip, squeezing through the glutes and the lower back. High as you need to go. You can't go any higher. Your muscles only go so far. I love this move. Two more. 5, 4, 3, and 1. I bet that standing leg is feeling some work too. It's not just doing nothing, it's stabilizing your whole body. So, ooh, ouch. Then we go on the other side. Nice straight or almost straight leg. That leg straight back, right from the hip. So if you look straight on, your leg would just be moving straight back. There we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, this is one of my favorite moves we did last week, but we're going to combine it to make it more dynamic. It's the fire hydrant. I have a new dog. He's a boy. So this move was inspired by him. Just kidding. All right, bend the knee to 90 degrees. We're going to bring the leg up like a fire hydrant. Then extend the leg in and down. So combining those two moves. So fire hydrant, a little kick. Bring the heel back towards your bum and in. So this is working our hips, our glutes, our balance, our whole core stability, a little flexibility and strength. Feel all the different muscles activate as your body kind of comes a little bit off balance. More. Lift, dip. I'm preparing you for body combat. And last one. That really is a pretty slow motion move of body combat. All right, let's go to the other side. Slight bend in that standing leg. Line your knees up. Knee to 90. Fire hydrant. Extend. In and down. And it's perfectly okay to lean a little bit. You have to. Just make sure your core is tight. See, we could be ballerinas. We could totally be ballerinas. One thing I never did was dance. Let's see if we can get 3 more. 3, 2, and and 1. All right, this is going to feel different. Let's do one more set of those heel lifts to finish off the legs. Up and down. But this time, see if you can come close to the floor, but not quite tap the floor with your heels. Kind of just hover over and go right back up. 5 to go. 5, 4, ouch, ouch, ouch. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, our legs deserve a nice stretch. Take a step back. Straighten your legs as much as they will go. Keep them about hip width apart. And then see if you can press your thigh bones back. Just as much as it feels good, you can bring your chest down a little bit. Stretch the back of the legs. Now try to bend one leg and kind of shift your weight into the straight leg gently. And then just switch. Again. So try to bend one knee and shift your weight. Feel a deep stretch up the back of that straight leg. And after a few breaths, switch and stretch the other side. Oh boy, does that feel good. That's like dessert. Exercise dessert. We're going to step one leg forward. Any leg. It doesn't matter. Into a pyramid pose. And you can bring your forearms down to the back of your chair. Again, see if you can straighten your legs just as much as it feels good. All 10 toes are pointing in the same direction. And after a few breaths there, we're just going to switch. Feet are about 3-ish feet apart. You're a measurement person. I'm more of a feeling person. And then just see if you can shift your hips back. Love a good pyramid pose. Wonderful. Come on up. We'll go back to our strength, and we're going to do a little shoulder work. Nice and tall, and what we're going to do is we're going to tip from the hip, so it's almost a 45-degree angle in your hips. And then from the side view, we're just going to row our elbows up to shoulder height and back down. So the only thing I want you to be careful of is to not just go too high. It's just shoulder height or lower. So we don't need much more. So the palms face the back of the room. And you just kind of bring it up till your elbows are at 90 degrees and then right back down. So what we're doing is we're squeezing through our upper back and shoulders. So the thing to focus on here is that your arms aren't doing the lifting. You're lifting with your back and your arms are just kind of there for the ride. It's almost like a big truck. The motor is in the shoulders and the back. These weights here are just what's attached. So big squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to sit up and let's bring, you can switch to a lighter weight if you need to. I'm going to try these heavier ones. Let's bring our elbows to 90 degrees with the palms facing forward, and we're just going to go together overhead. Tap the plates gently and bring it right back down, elbows to shoulder. That's all. Up and nice and wide, yes. Love a good shoulder workout. Now the trick when we're doing shoulders is to try not to shrug, which seems strange, but you try to keep a long neck even when you're pressing away, so we get the right muscles in the shoulders. wonderful control. I love it.
Thank you.
3. Were you ever a dancer? 2.
No.
You have good body control.
Oh, thank you.
Very good body control and awareness. 1. Beautiful. Now we're going to do the same thing with the shoulders. We're going to tip forward, but this time we're just going to alternate. So that's going to challenge our core again. So alternating, right row, left row. And the goal here is to keep your body still, which is harder to do when we're alternating because your body wants to rock back and forth, but we're not going to let it. So you can just alternate, you can slow it down a little bit, but we don't want to go much faster than this. Controlling the weight on the way down, same as on the way up. Oh boy, I'm feeling this already. Either I'm out of shape or these weights are heavy. There we go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, little break, little shake. We're going to do one more with the overhead presses, but this time we're going to alternate, same as we just did. So arms nice and wide. Now try this. Bring the elbows to the front so they line up with your shoulders. And this is tough. So right arm straight and right back down, left arm up and down. These are hard. We'll try to get in as many as we can, keeping the body nice and tall. Elbow starts and ends right at the shoulder level. Oh, beautiful. This is our last arm workout. So when you can't wash your hair tomorrow, you can blame me. Here we go. 5, 4, oh my gosh, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, the arms are done. Man, oh man, that was tough. Go ahead and take one arm across. I like to hook forearm to forearm. Stretch the shoulder. And then for those triceps, just bring hand over elbow. And sometimes I like to use my head to just gently press it back to get a deeper stretch. And then we'll switch to the other side with the tricep. Bending, see if you can touch your back. And then the other side on the shoulder. Arms straight and across. Wonderful. Ooh, I love a good shoulder stretch. Let's take our legs nice and wide. So you might have to scoot up a little bit on your chair. Take the legs nice and wide. See if you can lift the heels, and we'll bring the right forearm to the right thigh and just reach really high, and then C-shape over. So the goal is to be really long when we stretch. The longer we are, the better. Up, reach high, left forearm to left thigh, and then C-shape over again. You can stretch right through your ribs. Wonderful. Let's try that really fun yoga pose on the chair again. So you got one leg on the chair, bent at 90, and then you got the other leg straight back. This is our warrior 2. So you can look over the long arm. Just kind of try to face your chest and hips towards the front. Now take that right arm, drop it on your leg, and just reach high, maybe even a little bit back. This is the sun warrior. And it's a beautiful sunny day. Come on back up to your warrior 2. Arms nice and long. And then our extended warrior, left arm to thigh, right arm comes up over ear. Oh, it's beautiful. I love the warrior poses. It feels so strong. Let's try the other side. So just take your time to safely switch to the other side, and we'll start with our warrior two. Mom. Hello, daughter. I have an audience. I love it. Let's drop the left hand down and reach high. They're doing yoga with us in the other room. One leg over the other. And if you can't cross legs, you can cross ankles. That's perfectly fine. And do a little eagle pose. Let's open up those shoulders we worked so hard. So if you have your right leg on top, your right arm goes under. Just kind of wrap, however it feels good. It doesn't have to look gorgeous. It just has to feel good. And we're going to press our fingers towards the ceiling, just lifting the elbows just a little bit, just until you feel that nice stretch. And then we're going to bring the elbows towards the chest and see if you can round your back and curl over a little bit. Then we'll just unwind and we'll switch to the other side. Cross however it feels good. Left leg is on top, so left arm goes under. Kind of see where your hands naturally land. And this time we'll curl the chin, tuck the chin and curl the back down first. And then roll up. And then gently inhale and just see how much you can lift your elbows. Beautiful. Unwind. Get nice and cozy in your chair. I'm going to take a deep breath in and reach really tall. And press the palms away. See if you can lift your chest as you do it. Big inhale. Palms connect. Big exhale. Press the floor away. One more big one. And we'll do one more time to the top. Big breath in. Palms together. And then exhale right through your nose. Thank you, phone. Right to heart center. Beautiful.